Alright, so it comes to no mystery that Splatoon 3 is a game that's happening. It's coming out in 2022, and my predictions personally, I think it's either going to be coming out in the March or May time, because that's kind of the pattern we see with Splatoon games. But anyways, Splatoon 3 is around the corner, and right now they've revealed 2 game modes. Obviously the multiplayer, that's like the first thing they revealed, because that's where Splatoon really shines for most people. And they also announced the campaign, which is, I think it's called The Return of the Mammalians. I don't know how they didn't announce the third mode yet, and I assume when Splatoon 3 releases, gets closer to launch, we'll possibly learn more about the third mode. And as you guys probably don't know, I posted it a few times on this channel, but that is Salmon Run. Salmon Run, the third game mode, which was introduced in Splatoon 2, pretty much a 3-wave PvE mode, to where you're put on pretty small maps and you're given a random loadout. The loadouts go in rotation along with the map, and it's just kind of, you just get random weapons usually, and pretty much the whole objective is to take out like boss, they call them salmonoids, but take out boss enemies and collect the things that they drop, which is called eggs, I believe, in Splatoon 2. And you pretty much put them in a basket and you got to collect a certain amount. Otherwise, if you don't, you'll lose that round. If all your teammates die, you'll lose that as well. Like you'll lose the game. You won't lose the round, you'll lose the game. But overall, that's pretty much kind of just the whole basis on the mode. It's a fun mode, but it has a lot of flaws, possibly way too many flaws. When Splatoon 3 releases and they're gonna bring back maybe Salmon Run, or maybe they'll rename it to something, or maybe we'll get something completely different, assuming Salmon Run will return, I feel like there's a few things that absolutely need to change in Splatoon 3's Salmon Run in order for it to be a better mode for other people to play and have fun with. Because quite frankly, the first flaw that this game mode is, just in general, it's insanely hard whenever you get to the higher rank. Whenever you're the lower ranks, the game is fairly easy. Like, the game mode is really easy. But then once you hit the professional, I think that's what they call it, once you hit that rank, it gets insanely hard, and you go up in that rank, and that's pretty much where you're stuck at whenever you're like ranked up all the way. It's kind of like take X rank in Splatoon 2's ranked mode and kind of just put it like that. You're stuck in the professional rank whenever you are put in that rank, and you can't get out of it. The best you can do is reset it, and that makes your games a little bit easier, but not too easy still. So overall, the game mode is insanely hard, especially for somebody who takes a break from it and tries to come back. But just even then, overall, like it's hard to follow, and it's really hard. But just by the gameplay alone, you're probably seeing me die a lot, because like I haven't played Splatoon 2 in a while, to be honest. And, you know, whenever you try to get back into it, you're like, holy crap, this is difficult. I kind of wish you could reset your rank to, like, rank 1, but it is what it is. So that's the first thing I think they need to change. I think they need to change it from being a rank system, instead making it be like you can choose a difficulty, or it like bases a difficulty based on how long you've been playing or something like that. The rank system, I believe, is fine. I just feel like they need to at least make it to where you can reset your rank back to 1. Because if somebody's trying to take a break from the game mode, or they just want to keep it easy, they can just keep resetting the rank. Yes, they won't get like a multiplier, that, or you can completely eliminate the multiplier, because whenever you rank up all the way, you do get a pretty big percentage multiplier on the pay rate that you get. And another thing is, you get rewarded for these with like these cool little shell things that are fairly, like, pretty much like loot boxes, but you don't pay for them. Obviously, you actually have to work to earn them. That's why the thing keeps telling you like to work your shift, and you get rewards for it. Like, you can get like coins, stuff to spend at the shack, where you can get like bonus XP, and you can increase your chances of getting certain armor abilities. And that's going to lead me into something else. I feel like we should be able to take in our gear. Like, you can keep the random loadouts, but I'll go into that in a second. But I feel like you should be able to bring in a few perks, like your gear that you have. At least just bring in the perks with you, whatever you're wearing in the game mode, like in the game itself, and like what you usually use for multiplayer. Like, and I feel like this can add a bit of strategizing to the mode, and that is to bring, again, your gear. You can have Salmon Run's specified gear, and it might not show your Inkling or Octoling wearing it, but you will have the benefits that gear gives you. So that's one thing I think they also need to change, because the whole, like, this whole, because you feel so underpowered whenever you're in it. Like, you feel like you're getting overrun constantly, and I feel like there should be a better reward and like a better play in terms of strategizing, because I feel like it'll actually add to more thought on and more like motivation to buy more gear, like clothing, hats, and shoes, because you'll be able to customize those and use them to make, again, specific builds for Salmon Run, and then make builds for, let's say, multiplayer, and so on and so forth. Next thing I believe they need to do is, remember I was talking about the loadout thing? I think they should start separating this into different modes. So there's the freelance mode. I feel like they should add another one that says, like, it's probably like a loadout mode or something like that. I feel like they should expand on that and add a new mode to where you can bring in a gun of your choice. So like, say you want to just run through a match with the end zap, you can do that. I feel like there should be people who want to play it randomized, like they have like that random loadout that's in the rotation. That, or if they want to, if they just want to have some fun with it, they take the weapon they're most comfortable with in the game, and then they just go through on that specific game mode. I feel like that will make it more fun for people who just want to play, like hop on the mode, get a few games in on the mode, get their rewards, and dip. And I feel like is probably the best way they can do it, in my personal opinion, because I know some people actually kind of like the randomized loadout per rotation thing, and there's even sometimes, like the gameplay you're watching, there's actually randomized, like completely RNG like weapons you can obtain. Along with those weapons, you know, you can take whatever, let's just say you want to take a Luna Blast or Neo, it'll also give you that special, the Suction Cup Bomber launcher, and then the Ink Mine, like you can take those in there with you as well. And the last thing I think that needs to be addressed with this game mode, and that is the map sizes. I feel like these maps, they really didn't do much about the maps at all. I feel like they need to open these maps up just a little bit more, especially if they're going to bombard us with that many enemies. They should have more open maps, maybe even more like bigger maps. You can have the elevation, the water elevation thing if you really wanted to, but I would say to definitely add more, like just bigger maps, and like even just take multiplayer maps and port them into the mode. And just in general, I think the maps are too small for a mode like this, because especially since the game likes to throw so many enemies at you, that it's either tone down the enemies, that, or like make the enemies more counterable, or you can just make the maps bigger. I think the best thing they can do is make enemies more counterable. Like say you get the missile guy, and the only way you can counter this missile guy is, I forget his name, but if the only way you can counter is if you throw bombs, like splat bombs, into his little launchers, or if you have like a specific, I think if you have the Stingray, you can just shoot it straight at his cockpit, and that like pretty much kills him almost instantly. What I think they should do with these is add one extra like secret things, like if you're a hardcore player, like you learn this, you can learn how to kill them a lot easier. I just think the enemies need to be, like the bosses need to be a little bit easier to take down, because especially when they throw so many at you, it's really hard to focus on more than one. Like take the steel eel, I think it's called. That thing is extremely long, so it's almost impossible to try to get to the back of it depending on the map, because if it's chasing you, there's sometimes where your teammates won't help you in killing it, and you'll probably have to take it on your own. And that's another thing, there's a lot of dependency on team play, and I appreciate that, but sometimes you won't get so competent teammates. I was lucky here in this footage to get some pretty competent teammates, and they really helped out. I still died a lot, but they pretty much carried me through and stuff like that. But I feel like you should be able to hold your own a little bit more, especially when you feel so helpless against like something like a steel eel. The other thing, the most annoying enemy in my personal opinion is the bomb guy. I forget his name, but he's the one that like he grows a bomb like out of his head and he throws it out at you. That's the only way you kill him, is if you're in that window of him growing the bomb on his head, and if you shoot that bomb. And sometimes that thing is hard to reach. What I think they should do is like add another like weak point to him. Like make it to where you can probably insta blow up that bomb if you throw a bomb at it. Like, pretty much collide a bomb with a bomb. Personally, I never tried this, but it seems like when I always like try to throw a grenade at them, it really didn't work. So I assume that's something they could do. I don't know. Again, just to sum it up, I think they should make the enemies just a little easier or maps bigger. But those are honestly the things that I need, that I personally think absolutely need to change for Salmon Run to be a more tolerable mode. It's hard for me to play this for such a long time because I'm stuck in that professional rank, and it's insanely difficult, and it's just really hard to keep up, especially if you're trying to play with teammates. So that's just one thing I will say. But yeah, if you guys agree with anything on my list, or if you need to add anything, let me know and down in the comment section below. I'm curious to see what you guys think. I do think this mode is incredibly fun. When I first played it, when the game like first came out, I grinded, but then I fell off immediately pretty much whenever I got to the professional rank, because it was just almost impossible to keep up with, especially just trying to do stuff on your own, and there's having that full RNG of getting a weapon that you're not comfortable with, or, you know, I get the whole get out of your comfort zone kind of thing with this, and I do like that because it lets you learn to utilize a weapon to its advantages. But overall, it's just, it doesn't make it fun, which is why I do think they need to add like a separate mode to where you can take your own weapon in that has its own, that has the special and sub, you know, the weapon that you're comfortable with. So again, hopefully you guys did enjoy. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Make sure to subscribe if you're brand new to the channel, and hope you guys did enjoy that little intro I had to the video. October 22nd, Friday, there's a pretty cool announcement that I'm really excited for, and I hope you guys really stay tuned for that. If you're new, again, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification, and, you know, be here whenever Friday happens, because there will be a premiere for Friday. It's gonna be incredible, and I really hope you guys are there to witness this for me, because I'm doing this thing fully out of passion. If you can kind of tell with the teaser, if you could kind of tell what it is, good for you. We will all find out on October 22nd. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy. Make sure to leave a like if you did. I love you guys. Have an absolutely fantastic day.